Konbanwa, minasan. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're all doing well tonight. It's been quite a while since we did some practice here, and I was supposed to do it last week, but some things came up, so we're gonna continue where we left off 2 weeks ago. Sorry, and good to see you. Good to see you, Hazel. Good to see you. So, 2 weeks ago was when I did my first set of lessons on this website. So, a lot of the review that we're going to be doing today, a lot of that review is going to pretty much be stuff from Square One. Some of the really basic stuff. So we're just going to start off by doing our reviews. Going to clear that all out. You always want to clear out your review queue. And then we're going to get into some new grammar today as well. I'm going to try to burst through about 21 new terms, just like I did last week. So let's go through these 23 reviews. I just want to talk about this stuff. So here it says, near the speaker, blank wa umi desu. And we need to figure out the word for this. Which in this case, near the speaker, when you the person are talking about something that's near you, that's going to be ko. Koko wa umi desu. This is the sea, because it's near the speaker. Those words that start with ko usually are things near the speaker. Kore, koko, kono, all about whether or not they're close to the speaker. Oh wait, koko wa. This is supposed to be kore wa. Kore. Koko. Koko is when you're talking about a place. Sorry. Kore is when you're pointing to something, but koko is when you're like specifically talking about like going somewhere. So this should be kore. Off to a great start. So this is saying there is a pen. So you're acknowledging the existence of something here. Pen, casual. Muzukashi, as you can see in the title, muzukashi. I don't need to be forgiven for that one. Pen ga aru. So normally the formal of this would be pen ga arimasu. This is when you're talking about the existence of something. But if we're just being casual, we can shorten arimasu to aru. Pen ga aru. There is a pen. And we got that right. God, imagine if I like confidently said everything here, and then it turned out that everything I said was wrong. That would be an embarrassing lesson. This is I as a topic of the sentence and busy. So, watashi blank isogashi desu. Watashi blank isogashi desu. And you're talking about the topic of a sentence. So, very straightforward, wa. Or as you saw, that I typed it as ha. But whenever we use it to connect a topic to sort of like subject and predicate here, so when you're comparing the topic of the sentence to doing some kind of action, watashi wa isogashi desu. That's noun to adjective. Watashi wa isogashi desu. This is also a... What program is this? This is called Bunpro. So it's, I can't type it out there. It's, you could see, I can't have the app open, just a BUNPRO, Bunpro. And it's like, it sort of walks you through like a textbook's worth of grammar lessons, which I think is really good if you're like trying to get into Japanese. This is also a good book. Kore mo. The word for good is I. 2 E sounds. I desu. Kore mo ii hon desu. So, kore mo, this also, good book is. Kore mo ii hon desu. Elevator, erebeta. I like when the entire sentence is just an English word. Erebeta, and then polite. There is an elevator. Erebeta ga aru. So, ga aru refers to the existence of inanimate objects, so erebeta ga aru. You're talking about like, let's see, like you're talking about a building, like a school building. Gakuen, or gakko ga aru. There is a school. Ooh, the casual form. We want the polite form. Like I said earlier, ga aru is casual, but if we want to be formal, like maybe you're like a receptionist and you're trying to point out where the elevator is, or that there is an elevator that they could take, ga arimasu. Erebeta ga arimasu. Kore this is good, right? So I like how they do this way because these things called particles that connect like two sorts of parts of speeches together in Japanese, it's tricky how like you get the interaction to them. They're emphasizing the this because it uses this particle, ga. Because if I say kore wa ii desu, if I say wa instead of ga, that emphasis gets put on good. But ga puts emphasis on what comes before it. Kore ga ii desu. This is good, as opposed to this is good. That one was always like a really tricky one for me to get, but understanding like where the emphasis goes is how that is affected, I think really helped me a lot. Kore ga ii desu is saying that like this specific thing is good, as opposed to this object being good or bad. Particles are so hard, right? Like some of them are like really obvious. Usually like obviously like when you use wo, that means you know that you're gonna be working with verbs, or like ni or e, that's going to be like travel. But even like the travel ones, like the difference between ni and e, that also like gets me a lot. I kind of just use ni for everything. This is a book. So near the speaker, kore wa hon desu. Kore. Again, this being near the speaker, kore. Kore wa hon desu. So kore refers to an object near something. And then a place near the speaker. So that's what I said, that difference. Like, that first problem that I got wrong. It says here is also good, referring to a place near a speaker. Oh yes, some verbs you have to use like weird particles for. Yeah, like I know like sometimes you end up using like ga for some for some verbs, and that throws me off. Or like how motion verbs all use ni. It's always like really weird. But like, I guess like learning a language, there's even if you think about like English has a lot of exceptions in this language as well. But then you realize like you kind of like ignore the exceptions. We kind of like don't think about the exceptions being exceptions as much because we're so used to speaking the language. And I think that's like a big part of just accepting when you start trying to learn this language. It's just you gotta know like what is and isn't like the exceptions, like just understanding like what they're used to. Koko mo ii. Here is also good. Koko, when that second syllable is ko, that's referring to a place, as opposed to kore, referring to an object. Then we have casual to polite. So this is just a verb. We know that the polite version of to eat is tabemasu. And then I think the casual version is tabete. Ooh, these verb forms are gonna kill me. No, is it tabeta? Taberu. Ooh, it's taberu. Of course it is, Taberu. It's just the simple form there, that oo form. It still has to end with an oo sound because it's still a verb. Taberu. That over there is my book. So when things are far away, instead of starting it with like, say, ko for things near the speaker, that's going to be asoko. Asoko wa, or kore, are wa, are. Because this is supposed to be referring to an object and not a place. Konbanwa, Akio-san. Good to see you. So talking about an object that is both far from the speaker and listener, that's like kore, sore, are. Are refers to objects that are far away from both you and the person that you're talking to. Are wa watashi no hon desu. Are wa watashi no hon desu. Then we have tomodachi, polite. Ishi is a friend. So just the polite way of saying that, just pointing to someone. To end sentences politely, it's just this. Ooh, you just finished your Japanese lesson. Was it with a teacher, or were you doing like self-study? Have you gotten a Japanese teacher to like help you learning Japanese? Tabun. Now I got another. Yeah. Now it's part 2 of the lessons. This is a little like just kind of like all over the place, kind of like mixed everywhere. Nice. That's good to hear that you got a teacher. Oh, through Itaki? Is that how that's pronounced? Is that like one of those apps where like you sort of talk to someone, you like get matched up with someone like you know English and they want to learn English and they know Japanese and you want to learn Japanese. I remember I heard about like that, I think it was like Hello Talk or something, where they do that, but that's more for like conversations with the people. But that sounds more like with the teacher, so that seems more like a professional setting. Tabun, near listener, previously mentioned place. Oh, this one I think was something that I wasn't familiar with before. A place near the listener, Tabun Soko? Is it Soko? The previously mentioned place is what's throwing me off. Oh, Tabun Soko. Gokigenyo, Reina. Kaichou ga kimashita. Kaichou ga kimashita. Good to see you, Reina. Kanojo, blank, kawaii desu. It's a website where you hire a teacher and do lessons. Oh, cool. Wait, is it unironically Skype? Like, you have to, in the year 2021, download Skype to do these lessons? I mean, it's awesome that you're getting a teacher, though. That's awesome. Yeah. I understand, though. You want that formality, especially if you're trying to learn the language. Like, Hello Talk is more like making conversation, but, like, if you want to, like, learn the language, you do need someone who can actually, like, teach you the language. Kanojo, also. So the particle for also is mo. Kanojo mo kawaii desu. Ui-chan wa kyou mo kawaii. Yeah, Skype comes pre-installed with everything because, like, I think Windows bought out Skype or something, and they super pushed for Skype in, like, every machine, and, like, even a lot of TV shows just pushed Skype on their, like, TV shows for some reason. It's weird. Nani o blanka? What will you do? Nani o suru ka? Yeah, comment. O suru, I think it's gonna be. I think suru, it's just the action, like suru just being like a verb of doing. More polite. Oh, shimasu. I like the text. Nah, that's not polite enough. More politeness. I will not. Is that Seito Kaichou ga? I didn't actually know. I got the sei, and then I got the Kaichou, but I didn't get that middle kanji, so I just rolled with it. But you know, if everyone I knew, we were all just part of a high school anime, just like a school life anime, I would not object to you being the student council president, right? Actually, I might. I feel like every locker would just be stuffed with party tricks. You just open a locker and then just like water shoots out at you, or like just confetti pops out. Though that's more like a clown than a magician. Shimas. Shimas is polite. You can't trick me with your street magician antics, Reina. You would end up just like walking into a classroom and then you would just like every student would not be safe from the bamboozling. It is beautiful. Kirei instead of des, which is formal, casual. If you wanted to state that something is beautiful, kirei da. Eh? Oh, I accidentally typed the whole thing. I got too overzealous. Da. Kirei da. You ever just like have these like fill in the blank things and then you just kirei da. It's double beautiful. That's the thing. If you just repeat the word just like in English, it just is emphasis. Emphasis. Kore ga ii blank ka. Is this good? Kore ga ii desu ka? Again, it's polite, so it's going to be des. Ii desu ka? Can I? Oh. I like that they give you these hints. What is this program? This is called Bunpro. So, Bun Puro. And it's I'm currently on like a free trial apparently or something. I think the trial lasts for like a month. And these hints are neat. Because it's not just like Wanekani where like you get it wrong. And unless you just like had a typo in English, you just are always wrong. This tells me that, yeah. In desu ka? Ii no desu ka? There we go. Yeah, I think it's really helpful that it gives you that help, that little boost. Because, you know, you're on the right track, but, like, you're just missing that one extra character. Kore ga ii no desu ka? Pen ga aru? And then I learned this, actually, last week, too. The casual assertive for men. the more masculine casual searching. Pen ga aru daro. Daro. Pen ga aru daro. Daro is the assertive male form. Ashita mo ame desho. It will also probably rain tomorrow. So it's like an assertive statement, and also like assertive probably. Desho. Oh, desho. Oh, they have 3 forms, so it's desho, desho, and ga... I haven't seen this one. I don't think they showed me this one. Ga furu desho. That's interesting. They'll probably like show me this later, I guess, in a later lesson. Ga furu desho. Here. It is bunpro.jp. I think it... Oh, yeah, not .com, .jp. Yeah. Here is kore blank. This and this 2 are yours. So it's just talking about 2 things also being yours, blank and blank. When you connect 2 things with an and, in Japanese, the way we do that is ko. Kore to kore mo anata no desho. And again, we can see that desho coming up again, just to show that, like, assertion, that, like, right? Kore mo anata no hon desu. Is this also your book? So since it's asking a question, desu ka. Simple, simple, simple. If it's just a question, kore mo anata no hon desu ka? And then, to eat butter. That's such a good sentence. That's just such a good sentence, you know? You ever just watch someone go into the fridge? Yeah, it still works. It is a bit literal, but just imagine someone just opening the fridge, like pulling out a stick of butter. Bata o taberu. Yeah, I feel like someone brought that up the last time I came across the to eat butter. That's just stressful though. Like, I get putting butter on things, but if I see you going into a fridge and pulling out a stick of butter and taking a bite out of it, I might have to fight someone. I've never had deep fried butter. Is it really good? Like, I do enjoy butter on things, but I've never had like butter on its own. But like deep fried butter. Subaru made it on stream after a famous. Interesting. Wonder how that. I'm sure that probably went well. I mean, like, bread tastes significantly. Consume the butter, sleep in the pot. It's just a butter-filled churro. That's the worst thing you could have said, Reina. It's just a butter-filled churro, deep fried butter. That's so bad. Sleep in the pod. They cover it in pancake batter, so it's basically just cuttery pancake. Interesting, interesting. So if you deep fry it in pancake batter, then I guess it's just like a reverse pancake. Like, you know, like, it's buttery pancake batter, yeah. You know, it's like corn dogs, you know? That's what I'm thinking now. Like, a corn dog, but instead of a hot dog in the center, it's just... instead of a hot dog in the center, it's just butter. You just see a ton of butter. Yeah, it is just an inverted pancake. It is a teacher's umbrella. Sensei... Since that's possession, sensei no kasa desu. I got a little confused. I saw the kanji for umbrella looks really close to the kanji for graduation. It still has like 4 markers in the left and right side. That is a book. Sore wa hon desu. So as opposed to kore wa, which is this is a book, referring to an object near you, sore wa is referring to an object near the person you're talking to. Sore wa hon desu. I remember sometime the last lesson I did, someone mentioned that they like don't really use the sos that often. You're right. You're right. Kasa does look like an umbrella. I didn't think about that, but like the hat and like I guess like the things inside are like people underneath an umbrella, like if you have one of those big umbrellas. Kanji sometimes gets you like that. That does make a lot of sense though. Oh, and that's all 23. 100% correct. I only get A's. I'm a perfect A+ student. I've never failed a class in my life. Woo! Alright. So what we're gonna do now, last week, or 2 weeks ago, because last week I couldn't stream my studies, we went through 21 grammar terms. Now I am the Boon Pro. Sheesh. So you can see the JLPT progress here is really nice because it shows you like N5 through N1 and how far you are. I think Akio I saw mentioned, yeah, you can focus on JLPT stuff too, using N5 as a barometer for vocab, kanji, and grammar. Oh, The JLPT canceled near you? Oh man. I wanted to take the JLPT. I wanted to take it like last year, but I feel like even if I took it last year, I would have probably like, I think I could have passed the N5. Yeah, I know. Around me too, it also happened in December, but I'm just surprised it got canceled again. That's disappointing. I'm gonna end up taking the JLPT by the time I come back from Japan, if anything. Yeah. I hope that, like, I have enough progress made on this. So if I do 21 words per week, 5 weeks for N5, about 9 weeks for N4, so that's 14 weeks, and N3 would be another 10 weeks, so that would be about 20-something weeks. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is, like, more year-round in Japan. You have more opportunities to take it in Japan, so if you're ever in Japan for an extended period of time, just, sign up. I don't think I'm going to be in Japan long enough to catch a JLPT, though, when I eventually go. Alright. So here's the lesson structure, which I think is really cool. It's similar to Wanekani, but a little bit more expansive. Like here it's talking about e-adjectives. So e-adjectives do not get used with da or des or what have you. So beware some of the na adjectives that end in I, like kirei, or ansei, or kirai. So I think it's interesting. I sort of just went with the flow and was like, yeah, I understand the exceptions. But I realized that kirei is a na adjective because it doesn't end with that e sound like kirai does, but rather the e sound is part of that kanji. So it makes sense to me more now that even though it ends in that sound, it is a na adjective because that's just kind of how the structure works. And same with this one, ansei doesn't have that e sound. Kirai is all kinds of fucked though. Why? There's no kanji here. Why is this a na adjective? So e, we'd already talked about good because that's already an e adjective. But then we can see some examples of them in place here. Atsui desu. Kyou wa atsui desu. Wait a second. E adjectives cannot be used with da. Are they saying you can't use casual form with it, that you have to always end with des instead of da? That's an interesting note. I guess I'll have to take note of how they happen in all these sentences. Kore wa tanoshii desu. Are you late? A little bit. I went over the review. Now we're just going to be talking about actual words and grammar, so you can sort of pick up on some things. If you've never studied Japanese before, I am going to be reading out everything, how everything is pronounced, so you can sort of get a handle on identifying characters like these and how things get read out. But the lesson just started. You missed the review, but that's not too big of a deal. I always start with the review because just in case some people take a bit of time to get here, I want to be able to talk about new words and stuff together with more people. Here we have a new car, Atarashii kuruma. So again, the blue is highlighting what the new terms are, which are just adjectives. Fun, new, cold, hot, they're all adjectives. Oh, right, I did go over that in a lesson. Right, so we can use des for formal, and then you just drop it completely if you're going for casual. Alright, thanks for stopping by at the very least, Itachi. Always nice to see you stopping by. Alright, kore wa takai desu? Yeah. I remember now. But thank you for reminding me. I remember that was one of the last lessons that I did, was on adjectives and the short form, the casual form. What is that? Kuchi go? Is that Kuchi that I'm looking at there? Gucci go? I don't know what I'm reading there, Akio. But whatever it is, I'm sure it's poggers. Kogo. Oh, that makes sense. Kogo. Kogo wa poggers. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember, that is another reading for mouth. Kogo. I'm Seito Kaicho. That does make sense, because, with an actual teacher, they'll teach you the formal stuff, but, them being a teacher in Japanese, they also just know, how people talk. So it's really cool, it's definitely a different experience than just going through, a textbook on your own for self-study. Because they're, even, these websites that do try to mention, short form and stuff and, colloquial, they'll miss out on, the more human stuff, because someone that is a person talking to you will be able to just tell you that. Poku. Is that poku? Poke. Poke. To play an interesting game, omoshiroi game o shimasu. Then watashi no ie wa chikai desu. So again, it's just dropping it in. You could follow it up with wa. You could start off a sentence with the adjective. It works pretty much everywhere. So, readings, just E. And then, oh yeah, just go with stuff made by Japanese people. I can agree with that, yeah. With the resources available to you. I'm, like, really, like, awkward when it comes to, like, talking to people, though. So, like, in, like, a one-on-one setting. So, like, I'd always be afraid. Like, that's why I never did, like, Hello Talk when I heard about it, because it's like, oh my god, what if I just spill my spaghetti everywhere when I talk to them? What if I just, like, can't talk like a human being to them? Yeah, she's native, so sometimes I'll show her some learning material, and she'll let me... Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, too. Yeah. And then... Pogazu. I see now. Yeah. I do have other people that I know that have a lot of experience in Japanese. Like, I could probably contact Bimo about help, too. If I ever have any questions, I could just contact her. This is de. So this is talking about when you're talking about places. But thanks to the VTubers, you can easily read... Oh god, what did you just copy and paste here? New... I know that that first kanji is new. New, and then I don't know the next two. And then oh, and then I can't read the rest, except for the meh at the end. I have like 2 out of 6 of those kanji I can read. Your teacher's a saint. I thought it'd be hella awkward. Also, I sleep on my own ability to socialize. That's fair. Like... I think I do too, but I think I just get into my head. Like, I like talk to people normally pretty easily, but like I just like worry about myself, you know, like I overthink it, and just by the time I'm like in a one-on-one conversation setting, like even like with collabs and stuff, it's like I always like worry about it until like the day of the collab, and then, you know, we get to that like 30 to 15 minute period before the collab, and we're just like having a conversation, shooting the shit for like 30 minutes, and then like the conversation just extends into the collab. Oh, new outfit reveal. That makes sense. Futsu no jiki? Shite kuru... I don't know what you typed either, Reina. I'm struggling right now. Futsu no... Is that jiki? That I'm reading? That first word? And I don't know what the second word is. Shite kudasai. It's a request for something, but I cannot... Jiko shokai. Oh. What the fuck does that mean? Watashi no wa koko de sakka o suru. ASMR. Soko de nani o shimasu ka? What will you do there? God, imagine if I got like one of those 3D like ASMR mics, and I just like whispered my Japanese lessons into both ears. Oh my god, wait, duh, I know that. That's the VTuber trend that's been going hot around all the VTubers in the indie community recently. I have to make one of those. There's like so many good ones that it's like, it's so daunting now, and like, it's such like it's like a 2 or 3 week old fad. I haven't made one. I've missed my opportunity to make some shitpost. Kyoshitsu de benkyou o suru. So, the particle de denotes the location where the action is taking place. That's pretty much what it is. You wait the day you crash a Beyblade into an ASMR mic? Oh my god, you're right. The collar is the new fad nowadays. You know what? The next time I stream with Wisteria, I'm gonna put the collar on me. And then, I think it's 2 parts. I'm gonna put the collar on me, and then the hand with the handle on Wisteria. Oh, that's gonna be an awful stream. Alright, so that's just denoting where an action is taking place. Polka just uploaded one? Oh god. You know it's over when the big VTubers get onto those. Or when the big VTubers start them, like when Ame started the whole legs up on the desk thing. I'm pretty sure she started that. Alright, this is... What? Oh. That's the kanji reading. Ga iru. Oh yeah, this is just the same as ga aru, but to refer to living things, as opposed to inanimate objects. Ga iru as opposed to ga aru. But it's mostly written as hiragana, I believe, so you're never really gonna see that. Ga iru. Yeah, like that, and like when I went over like kore, sore, and are, they like showed these like kanji for it, and I was like, I've never seen those kanji before. Which is not an adjective. You can't trick me, it's hirei. Ooh, I like this too though, that this is multiple choice instead of just, you know, filling in a sentence. It's like, it feels more of a workbook than Wanikani's just straight up memorizing and repetition. Watashi wa koko soccer o suru. So it's a place where an action takes. We're talking about where they play soccer. Watashi wa koko de soccer o suru. It's gonna be de. And then Tomu is here. Tom exists. That's what it is. Tomu ga iru. I exist! I exist formally! Tomu ga imasu. Alright. So these grammar points will become available for Yugen in 4 hours. So we're gonna try to go through about 21 of these. We got through 3. I don't think it's gonna show how many I've gone through though. So here, ski. Everyone knows this one. That's the anime word to know. Ski. Which is just love. I already confessed my love to stream 2 weeks ago. We might accidentally do it again. Ski? Ski da. Ski na hito ga imasu ka? Hi. Yamada-san ga suki desu. I don't even know Yamada-san. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Watashi no ie ga suki desu ka? Nani ga suki desu ka? Boku wa ichigo ga suki desu. Yamada... We'll find our Yamada-san. I do not know. It seems like a really common name. I don't think I've heard of a VTuber like in the indie scene. I don't keep up with Japanese indies too much, I guess. I remember when I first started VTubing and like started networking on Twitter, I did like try to talk to a lot of Japanese VTubers, but then I feel like I got overwhelmed and scared, so then I haven't talked to them too much. But sometimes I'll like see them and like comment every now and then. Like if I see them pop up on my timeline, just like a nice simple message in Japanese if I can muster it. Dare is just who? Who? Dare. That's just simple. And then, ooh, I like this too. That they show us a formal version of that. So donata is the formal version of dare. Which I think is interesting because, like, you know, there's like are, kore, sore. And then there's dare here. And that's like dare is asking about something. But here it says donata. And I wonder if that's like related in like kanji and writing to anata. That instead of just where the nata is a suffix and then you can do koso ado with the word there. But I guess I don't know, like, I don't think konata and sonata are words, but I could be wrong and just not know that. Tabun, perhaps. Perhaps. Ooh, verbs? Like, it sounds like it should be plausible if donata is something and anata is something, right? It can't just be coincidence. And here, casual short form, polite form of u verbs, so like, yomu becomes yomimasu, yonda becomes yomimashita, that's the past tense. Yomanai becomes yomimasen, that's the present negative. You think it's coincidence? I'm probably gonna look that up later, just to see. You might be right. And then, yoma nakata becomes yomimasen deshita. So we have our set of words here. It's present positive, present negative. Oh, present positive, past positive, present negative, past negative. This word is to, oh, it's not yomu, this is nomu. This is to drink. Oops, oopsies. The short form is referred to as the informal or plain form. When used at the end of a sentence, the phrase becomes casual, and these are just verbs ending with an oo sound. Let's see. Loading. This is a long loading screen. Do you like it? Ski? Can I just end it with ski? Yeah. Oh, you're right. Apparently they use it for giga formal language. Well, I know they don't use anata often, like, typically in conversation, but I guess sonata and konata, I guess, would be used for, like, super, super formal. That's interesting. That's, like, probably, like, a whole conversation on, like, formal language, like keigo, and all that kind of stuff. Huh. Interesting. Ski. Dare desu ka? Dare desu ka? And to listen to hear, and then that's casual, and they want us to do the polite form. I also appreciate that they give us the furigana. I really like that they have the reading on top of the kanji. That helps a lot. Kiku becomes ki imasu, right? I think it's like weird because it's kiku. Kikimasu. It's kikimasu. It still follows the same rules. It's not like a weird exception. So the kiku becomes kiki, and then because it's a verb, we end it with mas. Kikimasu. That's 6 down. Ooh, they're doing the negative ones. No, it wasn't an irregular verb. It was an verb. Ooh. Kiku, no. Kiku is a regular, it's an verb, as opposed to a ru verb. Yeah. So it's just the second syllable, the second character, just gets replaced with instead of a ku sound, it becomes a ki sound. So that's like how adjectives, or verbs work, is that their sound in their verb turns into an e sound, and then you just end it with mas. So here we have negative e adjectives, so like, instead of like tanoshii, it'd be tanoshinai, tanoshinai desu, tanoshiku arimasen for alternative. Ooh, that looks like a really polite form. Tanoshiku arimasen. And short form, haya, instead of hayai, it's hayaku. Or hayakunai for negative. And then hayakunai desu becomes, or instead of hayai, hayakunai desu. And then hayaku arimasen. So, just negative adjectives. That makes sense that we went over the regular adjectives and go over the negatives. The ku arimasen polite negative form is somewhat more formal than the nai desu form, and less common in everyday conversation. So yeah, like, I wouldn't use this with friends, but like, I guess if I was like a clerk, I would probably use something like this or something even more formal. Yeah. Because like, in English we have like polite conversation, polite formal language, and I mean, we know how to switch between casual and formal, but like, I feel like the book introduces like formal language to you, and then you realize it was like, you go further and it's like, that's not even my final form, super polite! And then you're like, oh, I thought I was good enough with the regular polite. Yeah, this is the stuff they teach you at universities, and then you never hear it, because it's like, are you talking about how, like, it's the stuff that you learn in, like, a college setting, like Japanese 1 and 2, and then, like, it's just not how it's spoken? Because, yeah, it's just, there's a casual setting, and then, like, the formal setting where you have to be, like, really formal. And you think about, like, these polite forms, like, how often will you use them, actually? I guess it's something that I'll experience on my own when I visit Japan. Flavia, welcome! Thank you for entering the classroom. We're just going through some Japanese lessons here, trying to make heads and tails of some terms. So here we have atsukunai desu. Atsukunai desu. So it's not hot. At Ginga formal, there's like a humble form, and then a form for more important people. That sounds like two really close things. And then you have to learn like two completely different languages for both of them. Kyou wa samukunai desu. Kyou wa samukunai desu. Japanese is your passion? Do you know Japanese, Clavio? Have you like learned it yourself too? I've like been on and off with learning. I've been very inconsistent. So like I can read a good amount of it, but the grammar is just so tricky. So I like decided to start from zero again after like doing a couple of weeks of Japanese lessons. Just, you know, it helps you reinforce the basics, I feel. And I like wanted to like get back to a level where people could more easily jump in. I think this is a little easier to jump in than just a straight lecture. Because like we're constantly jumping from topic to topic, and it's like I don't have to focus on something too hard. And also, I don't have to write anything out. They have the furigana for me. Atarashiku nai computer. So it's not a new computer. Self-taught. Oh, you're self-taught too. How long have you been learning? You were gonna use excessive Keigo, but then you gave up. You know what? I don't blame you, Reina. That sounds like a pain in the ass. Manga, and VN anime, pure heaven. Honestly, like, even with the little amount that I've learned so far, it's like, it's a different world when, like, you're reading Japanese and, like, it's not just, like, looking foreign to you. Like, you can recognize and, like, understand a lot of things. So, like, this, like, whole, like, learning Japanese thing has been really cool for me because, like, obviously me too, being very big into Japanese, like, media and stuff. It's just so interesting. Where you did some self-study for a while and then you finished your first year. Oh! And then, do you mean you just finished your first year of uni class, or after you did your self-study, you also ended up finishing your first year of uni classes? Because those are two different things, but either way, that's, like, a lot of practice as well. I never got the chance to take Japanese in college, because when I went to college, I thought about it for a second. I wanted to learn Japanese in college, but then, like, I heard two things. I heard the professor was, like, terrible. Like, you have to coin flip for the good professor. And then I also, if I did take Japanese, I would have had to take 2 semesters of it because I would be going in new. I had the chance then to just take 1 semester of German because I had taken 5 years of it and placed into a high enough level where I was proficient enough in the language that I could just take 1 semester instead of the required 2. So I ended up taking German 5. About 10 years on and off. You don't know anyone. Honestly, it's just because, I mean, life is busy. Things get busy, so you just, like, you do it for a while, and then you have to put it down because things come up, and then, like, you have to sort of, like, reclimb to where you were at. So you studied for a year, so on and off, and then you started uni last year, okay. That's good, that's good. A good professor really does make or break, like, the learning experience. I actually felt really happy today because a student brought up to me that, like, I've been teaching summer classes at the academy, and a student, like, walked out of the room, and, like, just as a aside, he, like, said to me, like, wow, I like you a lot more than my last math teacher. And I was like, aw, that's so nice. I'm glad they think so, because I don't particularly think that I'm doing anything special. But I guess if I'm being helpful to them and they're understanding the math, I guess that's really what it's all about. That they can learn and they have someone who that they could, like, learn from. Uni classes are great for grammar, then you get your vocab. Yeah. You learn a lot of words just from, like, interacting with media. Even just, like, watching VTubers, you can learn a lot, or you can pick up on a lot of words. So, na adjectives. So we talked about e adjectives like tanoshi, omoshiroi, hayai. Here we have na adjectives. Some na adjectives can end in e, like we mentioned, like kirei, ansei, and kirai. So some examples like kirei na e, kirei na onna no hito. So a pretty woman. You learned a lot of words from songs, actually. Yes, I agree as well. When you listen to a song a lot and, like, you look up the meanings, like, the song lyrics, sometimes, like, words will just get put into your brain just because you're listening to the words a lot. Hima no ichinichi, a free day. Wait, what? Ichinichi? I could have sworn ichinichi meant the first of a month, but here it's free day? So free, hima is free? Hima na ichinichi, free day. Interesting. It's like a free one day is the reading here. But I could have sworn ichinichi is also, like, the first day. Oh, it's suitachi! That's what it is. You're right. Ichinichi is just day. Same kanji read differently. Yeah, you're right. Those double readings, they really get ya. Noa. This is something I see a lot, but I've never seen it like a written grammar lesson on it, so I've never really been able to properly wrap my head around this one. It's a verb nominalizer, so the one who or that which. Okay, so that person who. Nominalize a verb. What the hell does nominalize mean? Cannot be used in fixed phrases like koto ga dekiru, koto ga aru, or when it's at the end of a sentence followed by da or de aru desu. That's because it becomes explanatory instead of nominalizing. So let's see some examples. この仕事をするのは私だ. I am the one who does this job. 私だ. No は私だ. この仕事, this job, をする does this job. No は私. Oh, okay. How we have homonyms. Yeah. That's how I see it. I know, like, Jozu has, like, different readings as well. That Jozu is, like, the common reading, but there's another reading for it. They're written the same but have different meanings. Yeah. And I think it's more common with, like, compound words. Because, like, I mean, if you think about, like, the kanji for day, I mean, it could be read as he, or jitsu, or nichi. But, like, really, the problem is when it's put into a context. Oh, it turns something into a noun. Okay. I am the one who does this job. And do this job is what becomes a noun. Yeah, day 1 versus 1 plus day counter. Yeah. And it's like, it's just very context-based, right? Like, the example that we saw is just, it wouldn't be like day 1 in that context. It's one free day. It was, himana ichinichi. That wouldn't be read as tsuitachi because it doesn't make sense. Free first day of the month. Like, it's much more situational. Yomu no wa watashi desu. Yomu no wa watashi desu. I am the one who reads. Okay, I think I'm getting this. Sushi o taberu no wa kare da. He is the one who eats sushi. Okay. It's like sushi o taberu, one who eats sushi, is what that becomes after the no wa. So before I even scroll down, let's look at this one. Kanji o oboeru no wa kanojo desu. So this would be like, she is the one who memorizes kanji. Yes, she is the one who remembers kanji. Good. Sometimes I like doing this like in apps where like, I don't want to scroll down to see the answers, so I just... No one else is allowed to eat the sushi. I am the one who eats the sushi. Bunpo o benkyou suru no wa watashi desu. That's me! I am the one who studies the bunpo! I am the one who studies grammar. Okay, that makes more sense. No wa. It's just like I am the one who. In these contexts a lot. Nominalizers koto and no. Oh, okay, so koto could also be similar as well. Difference between verbing is adjective. Wait. Nominalizers koto and no. Difference between no and koto and nominalizers. Verbing is adjective. The particle no, the no particle. What? This seems like a weird list. But okay. Oh, and this isn't even in Genki? That's interesting. It's in Mina no Nihongo. It's in Take Him Japanese Grammar Guide, which I've never looked at. But it's not in... Or I guess it doesn't have like a very dedicated section in Genki, I guess. Verbing as an adjective. Ah, okay. As in jumping frog. Oh, that makes sense, Thank you. I feel like I'm the one who's getting topped by the chat. Atsui kunai desu. Or atsu kunai desu. It is not hot. Kirei na e. Since it's a na adjective, kirei na e. And then, you use take him, it's solid. I should take a look at that, you know. The first thing I actually used was this website called Learn Japanese Adventure. And I feel like it like really helped me a lot. I like self-taught just by like looking at those websites. There wasn't anything interactive, but like I did understand a lot of like grammar things from it, but like I feel like it like jumped around quite a bit, or I didn't practice enough with the practice problems, so I learned the grammar but didn't practice it enough. Seito kaichou desu kara. Seems that Boompro's using stuff from it though. Yeah. It gives you links to like different websites and stuff, and it gives you links to like a lot of resources related to those specific grammar topics. And it also lists the pages in the relevant books, which I think is really neat. Kono shigoto o suru no wa watashi da. So kono shigoto o suru. That's talking about someone doing the job, and to turn that into a noun, no wa. Kono shigoto o suru no wa watashi da. Cool, 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 cool. I feel like I'm speaking more Japanese than when I did those Japanese lectures too. So this is kono. Very similar to kore, but this is like you like point to something. Kono. Kono yaro! So kono hon ga ii desu. So as opposed to kore, where it's like kore wa ii desu, this is good, you attach the noun to the kono, or the sono, or the ano. So kono keiki wa ookii desu. That's a pretty simple one. I went over this one pretty early on. I don't think I need to take too long of a look at that one. Eiku. So this is what we were talking about quite a few minutes ago when we were talking about the different particles being the bane of our existence. Sono storimu wa ii. Thank you, thank you, thank you! I'm glad you think it's good. Or you could just be giving an example, but I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Eiku. So this is just to go, so even though iku is a verb, motion verbs use e, sometimes ni. Yeah, e. Or like the One Piece opening 3, hikari e, to the light. Gakko e iku. Eki e iku. Tokyo e iku. So just to go. That one's pretty simple. And then directional particle. Oh wait, I understand now. It's the name of the page. I was wondering like how this was like relating, but that makes sense. So e versus ni from Japanese Stack Exchange, and then Takem's directional e particle. It's very useful how they have these links here. And then Genki 1, Mina no Nihongo, and Dictionary of Basic Japanese Grammar. Huh. That sounds like a really important book. Then there's Asoko over there. So a place separated from both the speaker and the listener. Just like are or ano. Asoko, way over there. Asoko ga ii. That place over there is good. You know, the flaming lava pit 3 doors down. Asoko mo tanoshii. You know, you're just driving down the street and then you see like a trampoline park there. You're driving, you're showing your friend who just came to where you're at. You point at that place. Asoko mo tanoshii. Mina no Nihongo is what your uni courses uses. Yeah. From what I've heard, like Genki is better for self-study, but like university courses will use Mina no Nihongo because it's like more paced for a classroom setting, and like it's easier for a teacher to use than like say Genki. That's what I've heard, at least when I was like looking up different textbooks and stuff. The review of Koko, Soko, Doko, and Asoko. Ii ne Nihongo. Wait. There's a DeviantArt link here? Koko, Soko, Asoko, Doko. There's just like someone's DeviantArt journal entry here. That's awesome. I mean, how many views does this have? 53,000. So that's pretty cool, actually. Right? Who's teaching on DeviantArt? Oh, they have the stroke order here as well. They have 111 deviations. When did this account get created? Ah, I see the account has been abandoned. But it was a nice effort that they made an attempt to do something like that, like show kanji stroke order and like more imagery, or on like an art website and stuff. So, this is a pretty simple set of lessons. Nothing that threw me off here. This dog is my dog. This dog is your dog. Kono inu wa watashi no inu desu. Eki e, I will go to the station. Eki e iku. What? E iku? Oh. Wait! No, I'm not dumb! No! That's a mistake! Sore wa chigau yo. The phonetic versus the pronounced. Or, yeah, the phonetic versus the actual writing. It's like writing wa instead of ha. Asoko. Asoko mo tanoshii. Eki he. Eki he iku. Oh, that is As they say, rookie mistake. Oh, man. There's worse mistakes that you could make, I'm pretty sure. How many have we gone through so far? I wanted to see this. 12. We'll do 3 more sets. We'll do 3 more sets. Ka? Wait, or? Not question mark? Choice between 2 objects. Okay, so let's see some examples here. It's like writing... I don't like the call-out, Reina. Because I still do that. Wednesday. Actually, I just say Wednesday normally because I think it's funnier that way. Koko ka soko. Oh! So here or there. Okay. Koko no restaurant ka asoko no restaurant de ii? That or that. Oh, okay. それは私のペンかあなたのペンですか? Is this my pen or your pen? 走るか歩く? To run or walk? Alright. So then this is 赤いか青い? That's red or blue. And then we have 今か忙しい? Free or busy. Okay, that's pretty simple. So when ka is used in between 2 nouns, or 2 adjectives, or 2 anything, I guess it's looking like here, when it's used in between 2 things instead of being used as sort of like an ender, it's an or. Okay. I didn't know that. That sounds like it's going to be messing with my head for a little bit. It's not in Genki. Pretty much everything that I don't know is just things that weren't in Genki. All about ka and then parallel markers. And then no ga suki. Okay, so this is just like enjoy doing. I like or love doing. Verb 食べるのが好き? Like that. 私はサッカーをするのが好き. Oh, interesting. We don't even end it with a verb. Because the verb is in the mid. Everything I knew about word order is a lie. 私は本を読むのが好き. Genki needs to get honky. Genki needs to get real. Get serious. 私のラーメン. I'm still thinking about the Genki needs to get honky. 私はラーメンを食べるのが好きです. I like eating ramen. 犬と遊ぶのが好き. This is 旅行に行くのが好きでしょ? Ryuko, is that, do you like traveling? Oh, you like going on trips, don't you? Okay. Because Ryuko was like trips, or like travel. Then this is 学校に行くのが好きですか? Do you like going to school? Okay. I get this. I think I get this. You know? Tarebi? Oh, terebi. Katakana's hard. Please be nice. Please be nice. Terebi o miru no ga suki. I like watching TV. Yeah. That's a pretty simple statement. No ga suki is just like doing something. See examples under comics 6. Ooh, comics? They got comics here? Katakana muzukashi. I hate how slow I have to read it too. There's a comic. Sumisu-san wa... They linked me to a locked Tumblr. That's what they're gonna do? It's just on tumblr.com. You click here and then it's... If you click on it, it hyperlinks to this person's Tumblr blog. I guess I have to Control+. Sumisu-san wa... I don't know that word. Na... Toki ni donna koto o suru no ga suki desu ka? What is this one? Something time. So desu ne. Eiga o miru no ga suki. You like watching movies. Oh, benki. Oh, benkyo. Benkyo shitara. Please. Jozu ni narimasu. Oh man, I didn't realize how fried my brain would get reading that. Free time. Oh. What do you like doing in your free time? Okay, okay. Brown-san wa ashita nani ga yotte arimasu? What have you planned for tomorrow? Or do you have plans for tomorrow? Hai, boku mo eiga o mi ni ikitai desu. I'm going to see a movie? Sensei no... What is that? O... Wakarimasu ka? Do you understand, sensei? Yeah, wakarimasen. Yotte no... What is this? I know these two individually. Iji? Is it Iji? Yeah, I want to see a movie, that's what it was. Wa nan desu ka? Alright. I got messed up. Oh, they have the words here. Yeah, yotte. I'm glad my Wanikani didn't, like, completely erode, because I still have, like, 300 lessons that I still need to review. This question... Oh, Shitsumon. Shitsumon. And that's... Oh, it's Imi. Not Ichi. Oh, Ichi, like, that's like bully or something, I think. Yotte no imi ga... Meaning my plan was wakarimasen. You know what my plans mean? Imi wa nan desu ka? What do you mean by meaning? Alright. That was almost like not a train wreck, but it was still kind of a train wreck. So let's continue. No gaski. And then we have ni here. Exists in, at, to, for, or on. Structure noun plus ni. The particle ni denotes the location where a noun exists, or the target destination of an action. So there is where the action is taking place. Ni denotes the location. So like, kare wa asoko ni imasu. He is at that place over there. Koko ni hon ga aru. There's a book in this place. It is koko ni hon ga arimasu. There's a book there. Oh, or here, because it's koko, not soko. And this is kono tsukue. What is this word? Tsukue? Oh, that's desk. Kono tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. There's a book on this desk. Hon no ue, or tsukue no ue is on the desk. And then this is eki ni iku, which is going to the station, to go to the station. Alright. It's just another motion particle. Easy. Kore wa watashi no pen ka anata no pen desu ka? It's just ka. Watashi wa hon o yomu. I like reading books. Watashi wa hon o yomu no ga suki. Koko ni hon ga arimasu. Easy. How far are we now? Was that only just 3? 12. Oh god. We've gone to the next hour. So 15. 2 more sessions. Ga aru is noun. Noun 2 that has noun 1. Noun 2 with noun 1. So ga aru noun. So a ga aru b. B that has a, or b with a. So it seems kind of similar to no. So the person A modifies upon any noun B. A therefore becomes a relative clause describing the noun. Okay, so it's like noun 2 is the main noun, while noun 1 describes it. We can't use wa with this. And ga can be replaced with no, which makes it relative. I'm gonna pretend like I know what that means. English grammar still is a little confusing, I'm gonna be honest. But, so, beddo ga aru heya. Beddo ga aru heya. A room that has a bed, right. Takusan yasumi ga aru. 5月が好き. May likes May because it's a month with many holidays. Okay. Kirei na ike. Oh, kirei na ike is a beautiful pond. Ga aru koen. So a park with a beautiful pond. Ie ga aru hito. A person with a house? Yeah, people who have a house. Okay. This is Reizoku Reizouko? What the hell is a reizouko? I feel like a word like kitchen should be a lot simpler because, you know, that's what kids are going to be asking for all the time. How is the first grader supposed to write this one out? Reizouko. Reizouko ga aru daidokoro. I also like that that the word for refrigerator is just big place. You know, sometimes you want your refrigerator to be a big place, especially in this heat wave, you know? Sometimes you just want it, you want to sit in the daidokoro. And then, big places yeah, they're both too long words, though. But at least, like, this looks a lot easier to, like, write out as a set of kanji. And it's just big place. Like, daidokoro, like, dai and dokoro, like, dokoro is, like, a pretty common word. I don't think these are common. And this is hana ga aru ki. So a tree that has flowers, or a tree that has blossoms. Let me see a word. Okane ga aru hito. A person who has money. Yes, yes. I have this mastered now. I'm never gonna get this wrong on stream. Mark my fucking worms. Te form of verbs. So that's just like the short form. You may encounter the verb te, verb plus te form, kite, worms marked. This is te form of te iru. So ru becomes te. Oh yeah, it's utsuru de ubununde kuite kuite sushite surushite kukite te form. I remember the song. I know this one. This is perfect. Miru mite suwaru suwatte uta o utatte utsu utte aruku aruite oyogu oyogide shinu shinde tobu tonde. That's not how the song actually goes. I don't know what the words were for the verb part, but you get the point. The ru's become te, the u's become utte, and the tsu becomes te, and then ku becomes ite, gu ide, nu nde for nubunun, mubunun. And then we have some irregular ones like suru shite, kudu becomes kite, iku becomes ite, instead of iite, it becomes ite, and then to becomes toote, and koote. Yeah, te form is used. I thought it was like just like a casual form at first, and it turns out there's like a billion other like places that it needs to get used. It's tricky, but I think it's like one of those things that like you just have to practice it enough, and then it becomes like secondhand. Taberu becomes tabete, arao becomes aratte, kaisu becomes kaishite, aruku becomes aruite, and so on. And there's just some readings here. Wikipedia! Wikipedia is my favorite Japanese resource. That's actually where I get my kanji and katakana table. Yeah, exactly. Because it's used so frequently, you'll just get used to it that way. Ta form? What? Oh, it's just for the past tense of te form. So, utsuruta, nubumunda, and then kuita, guita. I don't think I've seen this yet before. So it's just similar conjugations, but it's the past tense. So note that lines in summary change to da. Also have one verb that uses bu and ku. Okay. So verb, ruverbs become ta in general. So that's just a general rule for all ruverbs. Okay. Quiz me, get me. Beddo, a room that has a bed. A room that has a bed. Did I just completely forget how this rule works already? Beddo blank heya. Wow. I forgot this one already. Oh? Oh, it's ga aru and then no aru. I was right. Beddo ga aru heya. And arao becomes atte. Aratte. It's arate because just the U sound is the what gets broken off. Sushi o tabeta. Tabeta. Easy, easy, easy. It's ta form instead of te form. And then arao becomes arate. And we just have one more set of 3 that we'll go through, and then that'll be it for today. Past E adjective. Oh god. Be aware that some na adjectives end in E, again, always, and then we can't use it with da. So instead of like tanoshi, it's tanoshikatta. Yeah, I already did this actually. I like got scared for a second, then I realized, no, wait, I've done this already. Just, it was usually combined with the regular E adjectives. So, oki becomes okatta. So like, is big became was big. So, samui becomes samukatta. Sore wa takakatta instead of takai. We got Tanaka-san wa tsuyokatta desu. Did it really take out the furigana? I don't remember unclicking that. Watashi no ane no ie ga furukatta desu. My older sister's house was old. And so on. Hono yomu no wa tanoshikatta. Hono yomu no wa. That was a fun book to read. Reading books was fun. Yamada-san no inu ga futokatta. Yamada's dog was fat. Little chub dog, little pudgy boy, little pudge man. Natto wa oishikatta desu. The natto was delicious. Is it the same Yamada? And it's a Mr. Yamada that I confess to. I like that they have this too. Natto is a traditional Japanese food made from fermented soybeans that is also known for its powerful and smell and sticky texture. I'm like scared of trying natto, but I do want to try it one day. Then we have Ie wa chikakatta. My house was close. Or the house was close. It's not my house necessarily, but the house was close. And then Kanojo wa inu to neko ni yasashikatta. The girl's cats and dogs were nice. Oh, she was nice to cats and dogs. So, I guess it's that first noun that is the they were. Okay. So, sono gemu wa omoshirokatta desu. That game was interesting. That's me like when I play League of Legends, or when I used to play League of Legends with my friends, and then I would die like 10 times, and I would be like, huh, sono gemu wa omoshirokatta desu. That was fun. That was interesting. It's the particles that decide the cats and dogs one. Okay. 10 deaths rookie number. You're right. I gotta step it up. I gotta step up my ability to run it down mid. Since it's knee on the cats and dogs, she does it towards them. Let me go back. Oh, of course. Ni yasashi. So she was kind to dogs and cats. Okay. That helps. And then teiru is are doing. You may come across te plus kitete. This is the te form of teiru with e omitted. So in casual spoken Japanese, the e is often dropped. So teru. So tabeteiru or tabeteru. Interesting. They are. I feel like it's one of those things. It's like a red unit in Fire Emblem. They're an eternal enemy until you recruit them to your side and use them to your own advantage. But that's not. It's going to be like one of those red units that you see in like the first chapter that like insta kills you, and the later chapters like they keep on coming. But you get to the second to last chapter of the game, and they finally join you, and suddenly they're weaker than you remembered them being in every other time you fought them. So while teiru is often translated as ing in English, it's closer to a remaining state. So like shiteiru is not equal to knowing, am knowing, or shindeiru is not equal to am dying. Alright. So then, let's go to examples. Like nani o shiteiru, what are you doing? Sushi o tabeteiru, I am eating sushi. Or sushi o tabeteimasu, is that also I am eating sushi? Yeah, I am eating sushi. Huh, interesting. Ima, benkyou shite inai yo. Right now I am not studying. Kare wa toshokan de nihongo o benkyou shite iru daro. So, the boy was studying Japanese in the library? Oh, he's studying Japanese in the library, and then the dado is right? Okay. And then, let's see. So many books cover this. Did I go over this in Genki and then just completely forget that I went over it? I wonder if it's one of those things that I skipped and plan to go back to because it didn't connect with the rest of the lesson that I had gone over at the time. But jeez. I don't remember Teiru. Or I think that might have been during that time that I did a lesson with Bimo. And verb te mo I? It's alright. I remember this one. Oh wait, no, I do remember going over this now. I do remember going over Teiru. So, kore o mite mo I? Is it alright if I look at this? Shitsumon o shite mo I? May I ask a question? And this is atsui desu. Mizu o nonde mo I desu ka? It's hot. May I drink this water? Oh yeah, is it alright if I drink some water? Close enough. Asoko de asonde mo I desu. Can I play over there? Or you may play over there. Right. It's you may play over there because it's not asking a question. There's no ka at the end. Koko de hon o yonde mo I desho? Koko de hon o yonde. Can I you read that book? You read that book, right? Or read this book, right? It's okay if I read a book here. Right. It's asking, yeah, like a reassurance with that desho, and then demo I is that permission. It's permitting. Like when I had to tell that story about the Beyblades. Asoko de supotsu shite mo I desu ka? Can I play sports over there? Yes. Alright, we got one, fellas. Asa gohan tsukutte mo I desu. Did you make, or may I make breakfast? Or you may make breakfast. Yes, you may make breakfast. Terebi o mite mo I desu ka? May I watch TV? Alright. It's all about, like, permissions. So this is samukata. This is sushi o tabeta. Alright. Tabeteiru. I am eating. That's the present tense. Okay. And then Shitsumon o... Oh man, am I blanking out on this already? Shitsumon o... Temo I... desu ka? Is this... Shite mo I? What did I write? Temo I... Oh! I didn't need the desu ka. So it's just Shitsumon o shite mo I? Okay, we don't need the desu ka. And sushi o tabetairu. No. Tabeteiru. I got the iru down, but I didn't have this, because tabeta is past tense, tabete is present tense. It's always important to know at least like why you're also making the mistakes too. I always tell that to my students as well. You know, it's one thing to get things wrong, but it's another to actually like think about why you got it wrong and understand why you got it wrong. Because it helps sort of like internalize not making those mistakes again. Shitsumon o temo I. What did I forget this time? Shitemo I. The shitemo I. That's what it is. These are harder ones. Sushi o tabete iru. What? Did I accidentally just typo te? That wasn't even my I just had my brain off while typing. So, may I ask a question? Shitsumon o Lost in the day. Shite mo ii. There we go. And then tabete iru. There we go. I think we have one more. I think that might be it. Let's see. How many lessons have we done? Uh-oh. There we go. 12 and 9. That's a pretty good place to close it, I think. Let's see, this is de by car, so that's movement, sono, and then e. Yeah, we'll end on that hard lesson. So thanks everybody for stopping by. Thank you guys for stopping by. And now we just have to find someone who we can raid. You know, it's always fun to do some Japanese. It's always fun to like have other people like mention to me like what is wrong and what is right. I feel like it makes it a lot more of an interesting experience than just me doing it on my own. So thank you guys for sticking around. Thanks for talking with me while I try to go through these lessons. Let's see who's online right now. Who could we drop by? Who's doing stuff right now? Let's see. Let's see who's online. Let's go pay a visit to... Learning is best... Exactly. Collaborative learning is incredible. And let's take a visit to... I think I want to read this person. So, as you guys know, I do fortune reading streams. I do a lot of tarot. Or I guess I don't do a lot of tarot. I have it available, and I do it every now and then. But there's someone who I found recently. She just started VTubing recently, I think, like a couple weeks ago. And she's on Twitch now. And she's doing a storytime reading session, actually. She's not doing tarot. She's reading some Edgar Allan Poe. So I figured that would be pretty nice, you know, go from Japanese class over to English class. So let's go pay a visit to Miss Atropa Everwood. So if you'd like, stick around and we'll go pay a visit to someone doing some reading streams. I also think she self-made her model, which is pretty neat. So let's go pay her a visit. Thank you for coming, everybody. And as always, class is dismissed.